Hi, I'm Marc Seal, host of the Ultimate Guitar Show and product specialist with Taylor Guitars. I'm here today with Eric Sakimoto. I'll let Eric introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Eric Sakimoto.
What do you do, Eric?
Well, I'm the district sales manager of Taylor Guitars, and it's a pleasure to be here with Wildwood Guitars doing these Wildwood CV videos. We're having a lot of fun tonight.
We have. It's been awesome. Eric and I have been traveling all over for the last few years, doing road shows for Taylor Guitars, which are kind of like wine tasting events for really nice guitars, where we go out and we answer questions and we demonstrate guitars and show off some really beautiful BTOs, which are build to orders, which of course Wildwood has many of. And we just had a good time on the road. And somebody asked us, what was one of our more memorable experiences? And I would have to say, when we went to Montana, starting out in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and just this picturesque scene. We're driving back from Coeur d'Alene down into, I think it was Billings or Bozeman or somewhere.
Missoula.
Missoula, that's right.
Missoula.
And we found this lake, and it was like glass. I mean, I've never seen a lake like this in my life. So he pulls over, we go out, and it was when I first got introduced to the Pano app on the iPhone, where it does the 4 or 5 pictures strung together. Eric got a picture of me out there where I'm on one side and just literally a mirror lake out there in Missoula. So that was one of the highlights of traveling on the road.
Definitely. I still need to get that picture.
That's right. Yeah, well, you took it, so you think.
Well, we do these road shows, and we get a van, and we load it up with 20, 30 guitars. I'm not going to tell you where we're going to be.
I was going to say, don't tell them where we're going.
And we just drive on the highway. We do a road show. The next morning, pick up the guitars, go to the next spot, do the road show. So we were driving from Idaho to Montana, and I just looked to the left, and I just see the sun out shining over the mountains onto the lake, and it's like, we got to pull over right now and find them.
That was awesome.
But the first time we actually met was 2006, when the road show was just in its infancy stage. We were just testing everything out, and we went to New York.
Oh, that's right.
And Connecticut, and that's where we first met. We even spent the first night was in Philadelphia.
That's right. We went by White Castle, where they did was it
hamburgers?
We never went into the actual White Castle, but it was the Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. It was actually that White Castle, and I was enamored with that. But the cool thing was, is he and I went to Times Square for the first time together, and had a great time in New York. A lot of fun there. And the other highlight was really, well, never mind, I'm going to cut that, but we went to the Gibson factory. that was in Montana too. In Montana as well. We had a great time there. Got the full private tour. But super good times. But one of the neat things also is really, quite honestly, being out on the road, we get a chance to meet a lot of people that are fanatical about what we're fanatical about and passionate about what we are, which is, really beautiful guitars, particularly Taylor guitars, and then getting to spend time with a lot of the different owners that sell the guitars, and just met a lot of really neat people out there. So
yeah, definitely. Road shows are one of those great experiences where you just go out there and have fun, and that's the whole purpose of road shows. And for you and I think the best part is we get to hang out and do what we like to do, which is play music, create music, and share the love to everybody that enjoys playing guitar and creating music itself.
It's true. So on the side, the other thing I do is I host a TV show called The Ultimate Guitar Show. And what's cool about it, people ask me, how do you describe it? And I often say it's kind of like Wayne's World meets a real guitar lesson. But what the deal is you can find it online at theultimateguitarshow.com. It's also on television in Louisiana and California. And it looks like we're going to be on in Arizona as well. But what's neat is we have a lot of different artists on. We've had guys like Mike Keneally and Wayne Johnson, Mark Tremonti from Creed, Jason Mraz. And we talk shop. We tell tour stories. We talk about pedals, amps, gears, guitars. And it's just a really cool show. But in every episode, there is something you will learn. It's pretty motivating. So if you get a chance, you want to check it out, you can go to marcseal.com or theultimateguitarshow.com. And feel free to friend me on Facebook, because when I'm out on the road with guys like Eric or other guys from Taylor, touring around North America, I post a lot of cool pictures, whether it's Niagara Falls or New York or Orlando or San Francisco, wherever it is. I try to make it fun for you guys to follow along and see what's going on out there in the world of music.
A lot of people always ask me when I go on the road, how did I get my job at Taylor Guitars? And for me, I started out working in a retail store in Boise, Idaho. And one day I was like, you know what? I want to do something more. And one company I really loved was Taylor Guitars. So on my day off, I actually took an airplane, put a tie on, flew down to Taylor Guitars, and walked in with my resume and go, hey, I want to work for you guys. And they're like, who are you? I go, I'm Eric Sakimoto. You don't know who I am? And I got it.
Nice.
Luckily enough, I got 20 minutes of, her name was Melissa. She got me the interview, and I talked to her. She's like, you know what? When there's a sales job on the internet, you let me know, and I'll see if I can get you an interview. So 2 interviews later, 3 years later, I finally got the job at Taylor Guitars. So that's why I started 2006. A month later, I was on the road with Marc Seal, and that's how the whole thing started for me.
Exactly.
So it's my dream job. I love it every day because first I get to talk all day, which I like to do. And another thing is I get to play guitar when I'm not talking.
Well, it's funny, people often ask me how I got my gig as well, and I started playing guitar as a kid. But the real reason I'm here today is from one bit of advice that I got from somebody else that I'll share with you as a teacher when I was at GIT. And that advice was, he said, whenever you get a chance, whenever you get a chance to take a gig, unless you're going to ruin somebody's wedding or a memorial service, take the gig. Whether or not you think you can do it or can't do it, take it, because you're going to learn something from it, you're going to network, you're going to gain some experience, you're going to get paid. Whatever it is, you're going to gain something from that. And the whole thing for me started with, I got asked to go and interview for a position of doing internet streaming of a guitar show. And I thought, that'll never really take off. What's it really going to amount to? I ended up taking the gig, and that one gig changed my life as far as getting into television and everything else that I'm doing musically. So my advice to you today, any gig you get, inspiration, take it. If you're not going to ruin someone's wedding or their funeral, it's all yours. But the other thing I want to say is that I'm having a great time at Wildwood Guitars, and the guys here are just amazing and have just shown us a lot of love, and we really appreciate them. So hopefully you've enjoyed what we've done here today, and that you'll check out their guitars, and when you're ready to get that next Taylor, that's where you want to go.